I have a couple of issues to bring to the attention of all of us. Issue 1, the views expressed by Honorable Ladi to the effect that he's pleading with the minority to allow the vetting. I must state that it is not about the minority opposed to a vetting. It is about the matter in issue, which is an express statement which alleges that the chair of this committee has been demanding money from nominees of his own government. 2, that the members of the majority caucus who are members of this committee, the NDC members of this committee, have been demanding money from its own nominees. We know, and it is a notorious fact, that Mr. Boamah is a member of the NDC fraternity. It is a fact. This posture of people not allowing views to be expressed must be stopped. It is a notorious fact that Mr. Boamah is a member of the NDC tradition. And this is coming from him against the NDC members on this committee, with its vicarious effect on the entire members of this committee. So raising, yes. What it means is that you have done something, as he claims, but we share in that liability with you as the minority caucus. It is in that spirit that we say that let this matter be properly resolved for all of us to have a way forward. Issue 2, that I anchor on the submission by my respected classmates, Roxanne Eche de Fiamapo. He argues that in the circumstance of the 284 should be triggered. There is a matter of reputational effect. And you are saying that, well, the NDC side of this committee doesn't care. So there should be a vote so that the majority will carry the day. May I remind my respected colleague that the enterprise we are in is a perception-driven enterprise. And it's not about you proceeding. Now, maybe you've not thought about it, but just for the sake of argument, and at the risk of sounding a bit unfair to you, have you thought of the situation where you insist on a vote, you win, and you say you are proceeding? So perhaps if we want to boycott, we should boycott. Because after all, it is you who is most affected, and you don't really care. Are you then lending some weight to what the man said? Or it's about running with your tail in between your thighs that, hey, you don't want to, touch him? Or because you think that he's of your tradition, so you don't want to. No, the thing has gone beyond NDC. And as Mr. Kennedy Japan once said, this is about systems and policies. This is not NDC or MPP. This is the institution of Parliament. Chairman, you have directed the clerk to the committee to invite the, I wouldn't want to say contemnor, but the person who is making this allegation. He put it on social media, and media houses, traditional media houses, are discussing this matter and all. You have directed that he be invited here so that tomorrow we suspend the sitting for tomorrow and at least proceed to do today's sitting. But may I remind you, Mr. Chair, that yesterday this matter was brought to your attention as the head of this committee, and to the best of my knowledge, the understanding was that this matter will be dealt with. It appears that we are not adding on this aspect of, in view of the matter still remaining unresolved, whether or not to proceed or not to proceed. Chair, in all humility, let me pray that you suspend sitting for us to go into conclave, to further deliberate and abide by whatever we'll be able to conclude, so that we proceed. And without overstretching the argument, we have, by consensus, passed all your nominees except one, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, which we are yet to take a decision on. But all others, yesterday's vetting, all others, we don't have a problem. Sometimes our own side feel, you see the social media, they think that, oh, why is the minority side being all, cooperative? But we know that in governance, you don't oppose for opposing sake. You must find reason. So we are ready to take responsibility just for the sake of our democracy. So that side we don't have a problem. Where we have to say no, we'll say no. Where we believe that this one, we've been in government before, so we know that the wheels of government must be in motion, and we must have cause to say no or yes. So, Chairman, if you would agree with me, I conclude by saying that let us take a short break and then come back to know with direction, to overrule and say that you are the chair and that we should proceed would not be most appropriate, in my humble view. I don't want to borrow the words of Honorable, Minister for Roads and Highways, who, when I was in majority and I was the leader of the House, he once said that, leader, if you want to proceed to lay your paper, there will be chaos in the House. I don't want to borrow his words. Honorable Governors Kwame Agboja openly said on the floor that merely laying a paper, which would not even amount to a vote, would lead to chaos I'm not of that school of thought. So please, you oblige us. Let's have a break and then discuss, and then we can come back.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, order. In fact, I have heard a lot saying and creating the impression as if we, the majority members, do not care about reputation, our reputation. I am placing it on record that we very much cared about our reputation. Let me also place it on record that we are just from conclave. Issues are settled on conclave. It is clear from the narration that the minority have made their mind that they don't want to take part in the vetting. It is about 1 o'clock, and we program to start vetting at 10 o'clock. So let their language be clear that they do not want to take part in the vetting. I don't believe in a situation where, at conclave, we take certain decisions, come before the public, and then decide to do otherwise. Now, he mentioned yesterday, he was not in the country yesterday. And it is true, the minority whip wants to raise this particular issue yesterday. And I said, as a committee, let us deliberate on the issue first. I do not think I am wrong requesting that. Let's deliberate on the issue first, because I believed in consensus. You walk to a meeting and say, this is what I want to raise. So if I said, let's deliberate on the issue first, it doesn't mean I am preventing you from deliberating on the issue. There was nothing that yesterday vetting should not occur because somebody in the public tries to damage the reputation of the chairman of the vetting committee and, in effect, members of the committee. Honourable members, let me also place on record that my little knowledge about criminal law tells me that there is no vicarious liability when it comes to a crime. This is a time-tested principle. Honourable members, the fact that police are always accused every day of corruption does not mean policing should not happen in this country. That is why I am pleading that we all care about our reputation. But there is a procedure available to deal with the person who makes the statement. So tomorrow, we'll deal with the maker of the statement. So the maker of the statement, for God's sake, is not before us. So how can we be doing this? So once again, I plead with my colleagues that let's proceed and do the vetting, and tomorrow we'll appropriately deal with the maker of the statement so that he should bring the evidence that I have demanded money from any nominee of His Excellency, the President. So I plead with you.
Speaker, we've heard you loud and clear, and you also lamented on a number of issues. We want to respectfully suggest you, after the conclave, you can have as many conclave as you should, if need arises. So we have to take a look at that again.
Well, we'll rise for just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Did you suspend for 2 minutes or rise for 2 minutes?
2 minutes will not be enough.